Welcome back to the video channel where we teach accountants how to sell. Alright guys, seriously. So what do we got going on today? What's going on in the bookkeeping, the tax world? You're out there, you're closing deals, you're selling services, right? Then you get in the lab, you're going crazy on their books. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you out with your sales. I know you guys are losing deals and you're sick of it, okay? So if you're an accountant, bookkeeper, or tax preparer and you keep hearing things like, let me think about it, I need to talk to my spouse, now's just not a good time. Hey, I'm going to be very direct with you, all right? You're not losing deals because of your price. And we go over this all the time in the videos. I think you guys know that. You're losing the deals because how you're controlling the conversation, all right? And today, I'm going to break down that exact framework that you guys are using out there to really shut things down out there so you can stop getting maybes and start getting paid. Go ahead, grab the pencil and paper. Let's get that notebook out. First, we need to fix how you think about sales. Your mindset's crazy. You need to really reframe sales, reshape the identity of yourself. Think of yourself as a closer, someone who's an elite conversationalist. So, number one, write that down. Fix how I think about sales, because most accountants, you think your job is to explain what you do, and honestly, that's not your job. Your job's to what? Diagnose a problem, intensify the pain, and position a solution that really feels inevitable, all right? Inevitable. Let me say that again, all right? In simplified terms. So you're not an order taker, all right? You're a problem solver. You got to get in there and solve them problems, all right? And if you don't take control of that role early in the conversation, the prospect will control it for you. And you're probably experiencing that a lot right now, and in the work and those conversations that you're having, that you get in there and really you're just moving so weak, okay? You're just moving so tentative, and they can really smell that on you. So what they do, they just go in and take control, because at the end of the day, they're entrepreneurs, right? They're wolves. Okay, and that's how you have to think. So you got to get in there and really hold that ground and have some good, backbone. Have a good backbone to you. So get in there, be the problem solver, be assertive, have audacity, and really reframe the way you look at selling. I think that's the number one important thing. If your identity is that sales is weird, you're going to be weird when you sell. If your idea that sales is pushy, you're going to be like this pushy person. And really all you're doing is assessing problems and solving them. So, number one, we got reframe sales in your mind. So write that down. Section 2, guys, let's title this Why You're Actually Losing. Okay? I listen to calls all the time, and I see the mistake over and over again. You get on the phone, you build a little bit of rapport, and then you go straight into, so yeah, we offer bookkeeping, tax prep, and advisory. Stop! Right there, I think that's the losing spot. And you just turn yourself into a commodity. And if you've watched the past videos, you know, right now you're sounding like everyone else, and it sucks. Okay, you can't have that. There's no emotional connection. There's no urgency. There's no reason to act. Here's the truth, guys. People don't buy bookkeeping. Like, they also don't buy tax preparation and planning, consultation. What they're really searching for and what they're actually purchasing is the outcome, and you need to understand that. So I'd write down peace of mind. I'd write down more money, control of their business, certainty about their future. And if you don't uncover what they actually care about, really you're just invisible. So when I say things like you sound like everyone else, I literally mean you're becoming invisible. So you're just blending in with the crowd. And you have to be uncommon. People want to think about you. They feel heard and understand. You become visible. Okay? So right now you're invisible. You need to become visible. All right? And we know, number one, it starts with your identity, your mindset, how you view yourself. You're not only just a high-level accountant, CPA, or tax preparer. What you are is a high-level closer. So you have to really, really understand that if I view myself a certain way, then my physical body will go out and produce certain results. Okay, so let's go down to section 3. I want you to write this down, the elite framework. Okay, this is where you slow down, all right? Slow down your brain and really absorb this, okay? Write this down. Rapport, okay? You follow this step, you follow these steps, In every sales conversation, you're going to be all right. Now, they're going to pivot in different ways, okay? But I always have to hit these points. I'll be all right. Okay, so number one is rapport. Rapport. Got to get to know them, identify what's going on, where they are now and where they want to go. Okay, got to identify those problems. What's hurting them right now? What's the reason we're on the phone? What's going on in the business? I have to find the pain within rapport. Okay, I have to expand on the pain. All right, I have to future pace. I have to show ROI. And when I say future pace, just so you know, it's just like selling the transformation. I have to sell the outcome of what's going to happen. So once I've found the problems, I then can solve the problems. Okay, with the outcome of using my services. So then I'm going to close, all right? So let's actually break that down, what that looks like. So rapport, guys, it's not small talk. It's connection, all right? It's alignment. You want them thinking, I like this person, I trust this person, and they get me, okay? And when I think about like when you feel that way, when you're talking with someone, you feel really great, right? And you're humming and hawing, and you're going in, you're talking. There's a lot of instances where I bought things and I didn't feel that way, and it just felt weird, right? But then the people that I did have a good connection with, I bought, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever, right? And I love those people. All right, and you guys, you want to be loved by your clients. I think that's super important. How do you do that? Through rapport. Go ahead and write this down. Just simple lines, guys. How long have you been doing this? What made you get into this business, right? Let them talk. People who love talking talk about themselves. They're going to love talking about their business. It is their baby, right? Okay, so they're going to continuously want to foam at the mouth and talk about that. And those are really simple. I mean, how long have you been doing this? What made you get into this business, right? How's this benefit your family? Right? Those kinds of things. The next thing, find the pain. And I think this is where most people fail because you're uncomfortable with just talking about uncomfortable things. And honestly, that's probably the number one thing in this whole framework process is the pain. I mean, everyone's good at rapport, and if you're not, you can become good at it just through good questions and good listening. But pain is where people start to get weird. If you don't have the pain, there's really no reason that they would change anything. And if they don't realize they have current pain, your questions should do that. So you need specifics, right? Not surface level answers. Ask things like, what's your income goal this year? Where are you at right now? What's the gap? What's been stopping you from hitting that? Okay, I'll say it again. What's your income goal this year? Where are you at right now? What's the gap? What's been stopping you from hitting that? Guys, these are real life conversations. All right? You see how I'm not talking about that I offer bookkeeping and it's X amount? Okay. Beautiful. Let's go to the next thing. Expand the pain. Okay? So I've got the answer. Now I need to drum on it. All right? I don't want them to hear the problem. I want to make them feel it. They're saying it. Are they getting it? I don't know. Let's twist the knife. So this is where you separate yourself from the amateurs. Okay? So good questions to ask them is, how long has that been going on? What's that costing you month to month? How does that affect your day-to-day? Now it's real. And you ask very similar things to that, right? How's this actually affecting your employees? How's it affecting your actual income that you're making, right? How's it affecting your time? Those kinds of things. And you want to make it as real as possible. Like I said, twist the knife, make them feel it. It's not being manipulative or controlling at all or anything like that. Actually, what you're doing is serving someone and helping them because you have such an amazing service in tax and bookkeeping or advisor, CPA. I mean, you're really the only people who give someone clarity. So you have to help them realize they have a problem that you can solve. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about the work we do is helping people. Future pace. Sell the transformation. Sell the outcome. So we want to flip that once we have the answers, right? And just be like if I wanted to get someone on a workout plan, right? You're going to go down this route. You're going to be this way. You're going to eat these foods. You're going to feel this way. Or you could work out 3 times a week, eat this food, do this, you're going to have this level of energy, you're going to have this level of confidence. Okay, so it's the same thing, guys. I mean, my goodness. So now we just flip it. What would it look like if this was handled? You tell me. John, 6 months down the road, you've been using my services. What would it look like if this was handled? You tell me. I want you to envision it. Well, boom, now I'm in the game. They're talking, right? Here's another one for you. If we were hitting that income goal, what changes for you? I got them to see it. Now they're talking about, well, I don't know, Nathan, and then they'll blah, 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 blah. They'll start telling me all the problems that they have. Or, I'm sorry, they'll start telling me the ways that this is going to improve their life, the way that it can get better. And I think that's the emotional connection that you need to really, it's the catalyst, right? So just think about it. I found the pain. I solved the problem. They start talking to me, telling me how my services can make it better. Well, bam, there I am. They're more inclined to buy. A very emotional state right here, okay? The next thing you normally want to do the ROI pretty quickly. So now you connect your service to money. Just think about, write that down, by the way, ROI. Now we're in ROI. I think you need to connect your service to money. So something like this. If they're losing $20K a year in inefficiencies, right, and your services is a fraction of that, that decision becomes logical. All right, and this is where confidence matters. So ROI normally should be based off pure logic, and it should be quick. And it just depends. Like, I would say that you could do ROI right before the transformation and then do the sell the transformation after. It really just depends on the flow of the conversation. But needless to say, I always really want to have those two right next to each other because they're logical if you think about it. They go hand in hand. So anyways, ROI is so important because if they don't know what your services can do for them in terms of actual money, then really it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go down to the close right after that. I mean, right after I go over ROI or transformation ROI, I really know I'm in the game. Okay, so go for the close. Most people get here and they choke is from basically all the things I've heard. And remember, guys, run a really, really cool sales team, help train people. What do you know? They're selling $60,000 in services. In revenue in their first month. So very cool stuff. So just out here dominating. Most people get here and they choke when you close. So you go soft. What you need to do is speak with confidence. Speak like you've been doing this your whole life. Okay? Because sales is a transfer of emotion. So what you're doing in the closing is super important. You need to give them that confidence, that feel good, that conviction that, hey, I'm making a good decision. And that transfer of emotion, as crazy as it sounds, is actually going to help propel them forward and make a good decision. Just by the way that you're speaking. It's that important. Some good lines for you to use is, does this feel like the solution you've been looking for? Are you ready to move forward and fix this? And just stop talking, because silence is always going to close the deal. So kind of just tell you something that most people will never tell you guys. Every objection is a lack of certainty. So not enough certainty in you, not enough certainty in the process, not enough certainty in the outcome. So when someone says, I need to think about it, what they're really saying is, I'm not fully convinced yet. So instead of backing off and letting them go and think about it, you lean in. What specifically do you feel like you need to go think about? Because, John, I've been doing this a really long time, and I know you like the services. I know you like the idea of my business, so that leads me to believe, is it the overall cost? Is it you realize you don't have a problem? Do you lack uncertainty in the terms and the conditions of working with me? Boom, now I'm back in control. Love it. Guys, listen, if you take anything from this video, just take this, all right? You're not an accountant. You're definitely not just a tax preparer. You're not a CPA. You are someone who wakes up every day and you put a cape on and you actually go out and you're a superhero. Because what you do is you're someone who can help people make more money, reduce stress, build real businesses. And when you believe that, closing becomes natural. So if you want to master this, not just understand it, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm always breaking down real calls, real frameworks, real strategies for accountants who want to win. All I got to say is, let's go. Make sure you're checking out Universal Accounting Center. Wonderful, wonderful certifications we have to offset the services you currently have in terms of tax, bookkeeping, and advisory. So, hey, reach out to me. Love helping you guys. Enjoy the rest.